What if the biggest drawing mistake in textbooks is that they picture particles as points, when the real answer might be a loop? In the energy filament theory, a fundamental particle is a closed filament ring stabilized by circulation in an energy sea. And once you give it shape, its properties stop floating as pure symbols. The keyword is ring. Why talk about shape at all? Because if you refuse to talk about shape, charge, mass, spin, magnetic moment, and phases become labels you can calculate, but you can't picture where they came from. In this picture, the universe is an energy sea. When the sea is tense enough, filaments can curl and knot. And the most energy-efficient long-lived structure is often a closed loop, a ring that feeds back on itself. Why not a point? A point is zero-dimensional. It has no internal pathways, no circulation, no built-in mechanism for stable behavior. So every property has to be declared by math rather than generated by dynamics. Why not a little ball? A ball has volume, but it doesn't automatically provide a closed circulation route that can share a disturbance and pull itself back into self-consistency. A ring does. A ring is a built-in looped highway. Disturbance enters, gets distributed around the loop, and the tension of the sea pulls the pattern back into a stable rhythm. Stability becomes a geometric fact first. Tie the knot the right way, and it survives. Now watch properties grow out of the loop instead of being glued on. Start with static traits. If the ring's tightness is not perfectly uniform, it pulls the surrounding sea into an inward or outward bias, like a little tension landscape that either attracts or repels. That bias reads as electric charge in this language. If the ring is cinched tighter, it costs more tension energy to maintain the structure. That maintenance cost reads as mass. Then came the rhythm traits. Energy runs around the ring as circulation. The ring itself does not have to fly through space. The energy is what's running. That circulation creates an orientation, a phase, and a directional twist in the near field. Spins and magnetic moments become rhythm and orientation outcomes, not mysterious stickers. Think of two tiny whirlpools in a pond. Each whirlpool has a static depression shape and a dynamic swirl. Far away you barely notice, but close up the swirls can line up, lock in, or fight. That's how interaction starts here. Static is like terrain. Dynamic is like timing. When two rings get closed, matching rhythms can open a coupling channel. Like two gears that only engage when their teeth line up. That's why many strong effects are near field and pattern dependent. Now you can sketch familiar particle families in a way that has personality. An electron-like ring is not perfectly uniform, so it has a clear interface to the sea. Its asymmetry and circulation give it rich electromagnetic behavior. A neutrino-like ring is close to perfectly symmetric, so there's very little handle for the sea to grab. It becomes almost silent, interacting extremely weakly. A quark-like ring is inherently asymmetric in a way that cannot sit alone without paying too much tension tax, so it is forced to connect. Quarks don't live as solo loops. They form groups where their textured tails lock into bridges. 3 quarks can interlock into a stable composite like a proton or neutron. 2 can bind into a meson. In one sentence, electrons gain a strong interface from controlled asymmetry. Neutrinos hide in symmetry. Quarks are so asymmetric they must socialize or collapse. Then the macro world starts. Atomic nuclei are tension wells made of those composites. Nucleons bind when their near-field rhythms find a stable lock. Electrons around the nucleus are not tiny planets. They settle into a small set of allowed balance patterns between inward pull and loop rhythms. So orbits become discrete allowed shells. And what you call probability is the distribution of where the loop pattern can stably show up. Chemical bonds appear when outer patterns can share timing and lock together. Molecules are a few locks chained, and crystals are locks repeated until they form a large-scale texture. In this picture, matter is not a pile of points. It's a tower of locked rhythms and tension patterns. This is the second angle in a 15-episode new cosmic picture. The universe is not expanding, it is relaxing. It has a real boundary, and it may even contain something more extreme than a black hole, the silent cavity. Tap follow, share it on New Physics, clear universe.